It was a time capsule that had been sealed for 50 years. Inside it were letters written by the first batch of students at the school. The principal randomly handed those letters to the students. But when Tommy opened his letter, he saw nothing but long rows of numbers. He couldn't understand what those numbers meant, so he took the letter to his father. Luckily, his father was a physics professor. He had an extraordinary ability to understand complex numbers. He decided to study those numbers carefully. He walked over to the whiteboard nearby and wrote down one of the numbers, 9112996. He split the number into different parts and tried to find a pattern in it, but his first attempt failed, so he tried several other methods. Finally, he came across a combination that seemed absolutely correct, 911. Out of curiosity, he searched it on the internet, but the result that appeared left him completely shocked. It was the horrific 9/11 tragedy that happened in the year 2001. The strangest part was that 2,996 was the exact number of people who died in that tragedy, but the letter had been sealed back in 1975. That meant it had been written 50 years earlier. As soon as he realized this, his curiosity grew even stronger. He started searching all the remaining numbers written on the board, one by one. He never expected that every one of those numbers matched major disasters that had happened over the past several decades. Whether it was the date of the disaster or the number of people who died, everything matched perfectly. It meant that the child who had written this letter had somehow predicted future events. But after the death toll, there were still a few more numbers written. For now, he couldn't understand what those numbers meant, so he tracked down an old teacher from the school. He asked the teacher where the child who had written this prediction was now, but so many years had passed that even the teacher knew nothing about him. In the end, that was where his search came to an end. Now he wanted to find out whether this prediction was really true. On the date mentioned in the letter, he watched the news from morning until evening, but according to the prediction, nothing happened. In the afternoon, when he left to pick up his son from school, heavy rain suddenly began. The roads were completely jammed with traffic. Then all of a sudden, he realized that the GPS coordinates shown in his car matched the numbers written at the end of the letter exactly. He finally understood that the last numbers were the location where the incident was about to happen.